Okay, hello. This is a different type of video today. I'm going to film some Ravenna places. This is on my flip phone because my normal smartphone has such low space. Um, so I'm going to film it on here. That's going to be a cool aesthetic as well. So this is the Ravenna Skate Park at City Park. Um, as you'll see, it's kind of boring. We just got some gray and some blue, and it's also never mind. But yeah, so it's just kind of gray and blue. We have the starts of some graffiti over here, but basically, this place was completely covered in a graffiti. Look at this woke graffiti we got here. I guess we're gonna protect. I guess it says trans kids, but that they couldn't get an O, really? But yeah, so we have some stuff going on, but there was a whole, what does this even say? Cax? Bl- Blamage? I don't, but okay. So I'm glad that there's some stuff going on here, but it's just, and it's woke stuff too. That's really incredible. Um, but they kind of destroyed, like, all the, wow. I did not know it was this woke here. There's probably one person did all of that, but I'm glad for that. But yeah, so this is just a place where they painted over all of my. It was our heritage, the graffiti of the skate park. Um, so this is the first place I wanted to show you. Um, this could have been included in the last video because as you can see, the skate park is just right there. But this is the kindergarten. It used to be called West Park. This is where I went to kindergarten, and basically, the Ravenna School District is very poor, so they have to sell off their buildings. And so they sold this kindergarten to some other company. I don't know the details of the school, but it seems evil. Um, but this is the playground here, and this hill here is one of the sled hills that I've gone to. The better sled hill is actually behind Brown Middle. But yeah. Okay, so we're again actually close to the skate park. Everything, I guess, is close to the skate park. But this is just kind of like the side part of the park. There's just some trees here. But this is where during COVID, like starting in summer 2020, that's when I started the trek to becoming human. And a lot of it happened here. This is where I was having religious experiences here, summer of 2020 and onward. And that was when I started to um, struggle to deny the existence of a higher power, which before I had always um, had like uh, some sort of connection, I think, but I denied it because I was like, I wrote some quote about this in my stupid book about being too rational, when really being too rational isn't the same as being too, smarter or whatever. Okay, I'm filming while biking. Don't attempt this at home. Um, my bike is stupidly stuck between just two gears, and both of the gears are, I don't know if it's high or low, but it's like, it's too easy to pedal. That's the issue, which I guess is better than it being too hard, but anyways, yeah, I don't know. It literally just won't switch to other gears. It's static. But anyways, this is the hike and bike trail. Um, we're in the first, but from my vantage point, my perspective, this is the first leg of the hike and bike trail. But it does go farther back that way. We got the trailer park down there. But yeah, so there's a thing at the start of this trail that I talked about before that I wanted to show. But there were some people there at that time. I don't want to film stuff when other people are there. So I'll get to that later. We're just going to go all the way to Towner's Woods now. I might have a few stops on the way. Okay, we're coming up on the next major landmark on the trail, which is the Wall Street Bridge. There's a lot of graffiti underneath it. The graffiti changes sometimes, you know. my bike is still annoying me, but we'll go under here and we'll check it out. Yeah, you can sit up there on that ledge. That's pretty good. I don't really go that way that much. Mostly just sit up on that ledge. So that was that. We're kind of coming up to the next thing that I guess I would call a landmark. Oh, well, someone's coming, so I'll be back. Okay, so we made it to Towner's Woods. I've come on this little path here that says no bikes. Put my bike here anyway. Last time I was at Towner's Woods and I left my bike somewhere, the seat was stolen. I'm almost inclined to take the seat with me, but I'm not going to do that. This is not in Ravenna. We're in Franklin Township right now. But I had to come here because this is one of the most important places in the county. If you are of my, to me. So I guess I'm going to walk there. I don't know if I want to talk while I'm walking there. Because what would I talk? Sorry, bug out of my mouth. I'll just talk about the situation here. So this park is technically closed right now. I'm not supposed to be here. They are doing like renovations on the park. I guess that means like railings and more trail stuff. I don't know. But it's supposed to be closed all summer. And I don't know. This place is too important to be closed all summer. It does suck in summer though. Like a mosquito. Okay, I just had to accidentally kill a mosquito. I don't have any bug spray on. And this place is so buggy in the summer. Like, it gets so much worse than this. It gets incredibly bad. It's the worst bugs I've ever experienced here in the summer. I'm leaving for Maine in 2 weeks. My family's going. It's going to be worse there. We had to get mosquito nets, so we're going to be in inland Maine at Baxter State Park. Really excited about that. But anyways, so I'm not supposed to be here. That just sucks because this place, you should come here once a season at minimum. It's a very holy place, and where I'm walking to now is going to be where I had the big experience with God, October 23. I already passed the bench where I became a human, December 23, but some people were too nearby, so I couldn't record yet. So I'll do that later. And I'll stop this for now and record when I get closer to the place. Okay, I wanted to talk about something else that happened here recently. This was early April, I want to say, so about 2 months ago now. And it was a situation where I'd say maybe 10 to 20% of trees had leaves, or they had 10 to 20% of their leaves, something like that. Oh, and by the way, we're about to enter this like pine section, and we're not really supposed to have pine trees here. It'll get more piney in a little bit. So this means that they were probably planted a long time ago on purpose. Pine trees are for more taiga, boreal climates. You can find them, you can go to Spruce Knob. That's the highest point in West Virginia. Up there it's all spruce, pretty much. No, there was other trees too. Good place. But anyways, yeah, it was early April. 10 to 20% leaves were there, and I was here, in the forest, walking around, and I got this sensation of what do I want to call it? I like to call it just communion. I know communion has a specific meaning, but of communion with God, and I was tasked with something, and my task was to allow spring in. It's like spring is like a vampire. It can't come in unless you let it now. Apparently, that's what they're saying is going on in 2026 and forward. And I was tasked with letting it in, and I guess the point of this task was to understand that sometimes bad things have to happen because spring leads to summer. And it's summer right now, and summer is why I have to wear short sleeves like a chud, and there's bugs, and I have to have sunblock on, and so summer sucks. But I had to let in spring, and I had to understand that spring, it didn't choose to be the gateway to summer, and summer didn't choose to be horrible. These things just are what they are, and they shouldn't not exist just because I don't like them. So that was like a learning experience, but I forgot I didn't internalize that message really at all. So I will continue to hate these things and try to get them to not exist. And anyways, after I allowed in spring, I swear, before my eyes, more leaves started to grow at a very rapid pace. But anyways, we're almost to that place that I'm going to. It's going to be nice. All right, I'll be back. So, okay, mosquitoes are swarming me, but we're almost to the place. This is the map of here, by the way. So, I came in through here, and we're going to here. We're at that star. Mosquitoes are everywhere. This sucks. I hate summer. I don't care that it's just created the way it was. I don't care. Bad things, I shouldn't just have to accept that they exist. I understand that life can't always be happy, but sad isn't like intrinsically a bad thing. Summer is. Summer is evil. It's fake. It's evil and fake. But yeah, we're about to come upon a very important spot for me. So yeah. Okay. Here it is. This is a sled hill. Have I ever gone sledding here? No. Maybe once, actually. Have I come here a lot of times? Yeah, and it's an important place to me. So, I started out on this bench. This is like the bench to use, I've never used that bench. Well, I have. Oh, am I able to zoom in? Let's see. I have it's showing me oh yeah, that bench down there. Oh, the mosquitoes are all over me. I used that one time. It was not good. But the bench is here. I was over here. I sat down on the grass, which I won't do today because probably a billion bugs will swarm and consume me if I do that. But I looked up to the sky, and up there I could basically see God, and I could hear Him. And, He told me some stuff. And after that, it wasn't after, it was during, really. He compelled me to come down this way. And keep in mind, this was late October, so all the leaves were brown, and the sky was gray. It actually wasn't gray. It was kind of like cumulonimbus type of day, but there was little patches of snow in the leaves, in the piles of leaves. So it was wet, So I came down here over to the bad bench, and I went over to this place, and I climbed up this steep path. And it was kind of difficult because it was so soggy, But I could continue my journey here and show you where I went next. But I have a lot of places to show you in Ravenna, and the mosquitoes suck. So we're just going to leave. Just thinking about how it's so terrible today that if I couldn't see these sharp shadows, I wouldn't be able to tell if it's cloudy or not because it's so bright that the sky is white, not blue. I want to talk more about summer. By the way, I should just start vlogging, right? Because I need to talk so much for some reason. So I have to annoy people on Discord with it. But if I just vlogged, then I could upload it. People could watch it if they really wanted. But, not many people would watch it, but it would still, I still would have gotten to talk. And that's the whole point of this YouTube channel, but it's not vlogs, So when I'm out and about, I can't do that. But I'm going to start doing this maybe. But anyways, summer, I genuinely believe that, okay, fall is the most common favorite season if you ask people, I'm pretty sure. But everyone loves summer, right? Good weather is synonymous with 70 to 80 blue skies. That's summer. Honestly, it's mild summer. Like this is 70 to 80 blue skies, white skies actually, and uh, this is June 1st, so it's the beginning of summer. It's gonna be 80 plus every day in July. That's how July works. But anyways, I actually believe that people only think that summer is good because of like these word associations, right? I mean, language language has a huge impact on our brains, and I do believe that the way it is true that the way that you think about things in language can impact the way you think about other things, like with related terminology or whatever. And so I think people only like summer because some maniac, some lunatic, back in the day decided that, this person likes summer, and they started calling it good weather or something. For some reason, it caught on. And now, kids grow up hearing that good weather is summer, and that influences their malleable minds into thinking that summer is good. And there's the lifelong lunacy, Lifelong lunacy is the love of summer. That's the number one. That's the number one way that lifelong lunacy shows itself, in people loving summer. And summer, it's just like summer is illusory in the sense that it has a mind of its own, and that mind is trying to lure people in, and it does so by putting like cartoonishly happy things everywhere, so like butterflies and flowers, that kind of thing. And it's like, I don't know, it's just fake. It's all fake, and I just hate summer so much. I can't wait for winter. Winter is real. And also, I've thought about is there? Oh, oops! I didn't realize that. Whatever. I've thought about, is there? Let's see if anyone's coming. No, free both ways. I'm gonna have to walk back to my bike. Is there any evolutionary reason as to why summer would be preferable? Hot over cold, because both of these things are uncomfortable, I guess. I enjoy the cold, but it is true that if you're too cold, it's uncomfortable, and the same thing too hot. But why is it that people consider summer the lesser of two evils to the point where they like it? Well, we're at the point where almost everyone likes it, even though it's disgusting. It's sweaty, it's buggy, it's gross. You have to wear stupid, ugly clothes. Everyone looks ugly because they're wearing ugly clothes, summer clothes. What is there to like? But anyways, so is there a biological evolutionary reason for this? And I don't think so, because I know if you are living outside, if you're like a cavemanish person, you live outside, then I will give it to you that summer is probably easier to survive than winter. But why would it be evolutionarily beneficial for us to dislike winter? It's going to happen every year, and it's not like every people's migrated towards the equator, right? Plenty of peoples still live, where winter comes every year, and it's a real thing. And so I don't know. I just don't believe that there's any reason why we would have to hate winter. And so I do think it's this culturally ingrained idea that, good weather. And I genuinely can't stand it when people say it's good weather today and it's like this. And I don't bring it up every time because I'm not a snowflake, but I want to say, this is not good weather, okay? Good weather would be if it was 20 and snowy, or, I could take 45 and cloudy. But this is over 70 and so sunny. Oh my goodness. How can anyone like this? It's just, I can feel the sun beating down on me, and it's just like this horrible, evil, devilish energy. It just encompasses your body, and it's just horrible, and it's hard to eat. It's too hot. It's hard to move quickly. It's too hot. it's hard to think quickly. It makes your mind so dull because it's like you're going through sludge. And the physical and the mental, they're connected. If your body is going through sludge, that's what I'm going through right now. You can't tell, but the air is sludge. Um, then your mind is going through sludge too. It can't be fast, and so it just makes you. It's just a miserable time. And sleeping in summer, oh my goodness. I mean, it's horrible. Who wants to fall asleep when you can't have a blanket on you because it's too hot, right? I don't know. So I hate summer. This is private property off to my left here, but I've gone on it before, of course. And if you go far enough that way, there is like a house, so I guess that they own this part of the forest. But once, one time when I was trespassing there, I had just come back from being like up in this tree, and there were actually coyotes, um, but they went away, and they're not that dangerous. Like they were just kind of out in this field that's next to the house, that's next to this tree that I was climbing up. Anyways, so I came back over this way, and sorry, there's a bug that got in my mouth, of course. And anyways, there were like some people who were walking on the trail, and I feel like this often. I feel like you know Mowgli in the Jungle Book, where that part where in the movie where he's like watching the village girl from the trees. I feel like that a lot. So I was kind of like that. I guess I was being a creeper, kind of, not on purpose, but I didn't want to be seen. So I was like literally lying low in the leaves and waiting for these people to go far enough away. And I don't know. A lot of times I feel like that, literally and figuratively. Another literal time was when I had my internship. We might go to where that was, but I had to spend some time in the forest, like collecting rocks and sticks and stuff. And it's right next to the Ravenna High School, and so I'd stand at the edge of our forest. I'm doing quotes, air quotes, and just watch just look at the school and just think like, wow, I'm not of this world, you know. I'm of this forest where I collect sticks and rocks. And I don't know if it's like cringy to say that type of thing, you know, but it is true. It's hard to feel like it's hard to, it's hard to be someone of average or above intelligence and feel like you fit into this world because, everyone is stupid and they want to be stupid, apparently. That's the scrolling, the AI, the consumerism. And that's just, it's kind of depressing, so I feel like that a lot of the time. We're coming up on this bench here. This bench is the bench where I became a, gotta not fall off. This is the bench where I became a person. It was winter, it was December, completely snowy here. And you look over, this is what I assume is like some sort of marshy wetland, right? It's got this like pole here. I like that pole. And I sat here. I didn't see God, but I commune with God once again. And after I came back from this, I had been granted a sort of spark of humanity within myself that I didn't have before. And yeah, that was where that was. And by the way, my bike did change gears. It was just really difficult to do it, and I thought that it was going to break it if I pushed any harder or something, because, oh, 1 second. Okay. Why do people do that? Is that even fun? Oh, it probably is fun. Anyways, this bike feels like it's going to break. Like, every mile I go, it gets worse and worse. This is that other landmark I mentioned. I've gone up there. It's not that cool. There's some houses back there. And I think that at least one of them is just completely abandoned. But I don't want to go in it until I know for sure. How do I know for sure? I don't know. Um, yeah, I'm going to continue to the end of this trail, the leg of this trail. I'll show you that cool thing at the beginning, and then we'll go. We're about to come up upon the thing. There's this thing coming out. You can see more opposing. That's the thing. So yeah, all of its cylinders are now gone. It's the roots for the vultures, which went up pretty high, is gone. I guess they're just going to take the whole thing down. I don't know. I'm depressed about it. It was a beautiful thing. At least I have pictures. This red building, it's kind of hard to see if I'm pointing at it, but the red building across the road is Colonial Rubber. That's where my grandpa worked. And now I guess it's kind of like run down inside, but they could still like make rubber in there. I think, do they make rubber with his ashes? I don't know. But I'm going to check. I have more places I'd like to go, but I'm going to check how long my recording is so far. And if it's like more than half an hour, I'll stop here and do the rest tomorrow or the day after or whatever. Okay. An electric vehicle just passed me and made an obnoxious noise. I support sustainability, but I don't support the type of people. So, this is the thing from another angle. I just wanted to show it. Looks like I have about 24 minutes of footage right now. 26 is what I counted. So I'm not going to continue on to where I wanted to go. But we'll do that tomorrow or the day after or whatever. But I want to talk about the thing, because the other, the thing reminds me of, is it literally called the thing, you know, in the book, is it called Who's My Mother? Who's Your Mother? You know, the baby bird goes to all the animals. Are you my mother? Are you my mother? That's probably what it's called. And then eventually he gets to this big machinery thing, and he asks, "Are you my mother?" And it's just a terrifying thing, but it puts him back in his nest. And that's what that thing is, you know. It's ineffable, but it's comforting.